Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school or RuneScape.
Meet
All
Mer.
right, so this week up on the docket, there's actually not a ton to go over.
But the stuff that's here is exciting.
It is. So we're going to go over our updates for all of you, letting you know what we've been up to this week on our characters. And again,
We,
third week in a row, there's a disclaimer. If you
yeah.
see us looking down, we're still playing on our phones.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm cutting wood. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go cut wood too because I don't really know what to do that's AFK.
Yeah, I'm cutting mahoganies on Soul Wars Island.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna go do that too.
Yeah, pretty good for
I'm a
construction.
copycat.
Yeah.
Ooh, true. Okay, I'm gonna copy you.
Yeah. So also just so anyone knows, the Soul Wars Fairy Ring is BJP. Anyways,
Thank you. I was gonna ask.
yeah, so we're gonna talk about that and then we're gonna go into the Chambers of Zarek changes. So
Very
actually
cool.
really, really big changes, exciting news for anyone that enjoys Chambers. And then we can move on to that's actually mainly it.
Yeah, a couple leagues things as well.
Yeah, some league stuff at the very end, and then we'll talk about a new old school card game that they just came out with. I think they've talked about this before, but they actually released it, and that it's really funny because they're all like, "Oh, if you buy it now, hopefully you'll get it by Christmas."
Oh, so if you're buying this
uh,
as a gift, be careful.
yeah, you might have to do some stocking stuff for IOUs.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, we'll talk about that and yeah, kind of just briefly talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like a really simple, really easy game, but it's kind of cool, I guess.
Mhm.
And then we'll go into our Q&A as per usual. We have a few over on Discord, and if you want to join the Discord and ask questions or just join it in general, you can go to discord.gg/Bunebape.
Mhm.
And or you can just ask us questions anywhere, any of our social medias, anything like that.
Yeah, they're
Or
listed in the description. I'll say at the end.
yeah, or feel free to join the stream 5 days a week and ask your questions there, and we can
Mm-hmm.
include them in the podcast if you would enjoy that. But besides that, before we get into all this exciting stuff, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going well. So I have officially unlocked tier 8. I got Undying Retribution, which I'll get into in a second. But right now my points are at 25,520. So I am not quite to adamant, but I'm only like 2750 points away, which isn't that bad.
Yeah,
I've gotten some 99s this week. Pest Control. I mean, probably Soul Wars as well, but Pest Control is the fastest 99s ever, I swear. I got Mage, hit points, attack, and strength all at Pest Control in less than 2 hours. And the lowest one I think was 91 whenever I got there. Since then, I've also gotten 99 defense, and I'm kind of working on range. Range is only 91, but I'm like doing it on and off.
yeah,
And then I still need to get my prayer up. That's still at 86. But I want to do that Soul Wars, which we'll get to later, but it's easier now than it used to
yeah.
be.
If anyone really just wants to, expedite their leveling for any of their combats as fast as possible, Pest Control, if you have access, as well as Soul Wars, which you do have
Yeah.
access.
I think Soul Wars is better for prayer because someone, I don't know if this is for sure or not, but someone told me that Pest Control only gives you like 50% of the XP for prayer that it does for other skills.
Yeah, maybe.
It still gives you a lot. Like every 2 games, I'd have 100 points to turn in and get 750,000 XP.
Yeah,
It's great.
regardless of I mean whatever prayer may or may not be, it's still definitely faster, especially if you have access to the 100 combat boat
Mm-hmm.
to go to pest control over Soul Wars because there's a lot of waiting in Soul Wars. If there was no
Yeah.
waiting, it'd probably be pretty close. But there's a lot of waiting just to even start the game. So
I do want to go not pest control. Soul Wars again soon though, because any extra points I want to use in like the crates because the crates are kind of cool.
yeah,
They
crates
kind of have
are
like handy stuff.
crates have well they have chance at early dragon stuff, so you can get Dragon Sim or the Dragon Maze for the special attack if you want to use that.
That's cool.
And also it gives you a lot of ammunition, which helps a lot early, so like bolts,
Oh,
runite bolts and stuff like
I
that.
actually could still use Renine bolts. I'm still using broad.
Yeah, it also gives you access to a lot of runes, soul runes obviously, and as well as other runes, but also one of the main things, which is probably one of the easiest and what I'd recommend using in order to level your rune crafting, is they also give you between, I think it's 5 and 6,000 rune essence or pure essence, so you can use that for rune crafting.
That's actually great.
Yeah, a single drop will be 5 to 6,000, and obviously if you get multiple,
With
then
banknote, it's so simple. I
yeah.
love it so much.
On the first day, I was doing law runes using this method,
Mhm.
and I was getting over 3.5 million XP an hour.
And
But
that's on law runes.
yeah, that was on law runes. So now I have access to bloods. It's quite a bit faster.
Yeah, I really wanna get access to blood sometime, but there's so much stuff I wanna do still
You
even.
have access to bloods.
I don't have the level.
Oh,
I'm only
okay.
75.
Yeah,
I could honestly just do, like, 1 or 2 levels of Guardians and get there.
yeah. For anyone wondering,
Yeah.
if you want to do the method I'm talking about
Mhm.
at laws, you have to have access to Death Plateau, and
They
also,
are still region-based.
yeah, they're still region based. And if you want access to bloods, you're gonna have to have access to Mauritania.
Yeah, so we don't have access to deaths other than the
Yeah.
mini game we can do it, I
If you have
believe.
access to Tyrnwyn, then you can do deaths.
Okay, can we do it during the mini game though?
You can do no, you actually
Oh,
can't.
oh, because that
That's
one's quest locked,
that is yeah,
right?
that is the one that is. Oh no, that one and Bloods are both like quest locked
Oh.
on top of it being region locked.
Okay, yeah, because other ones we can still go to their altars in the
Yeah.
minigame only, but we can't like tele back into the altar.
Yeah, you can go to the Chaos Altar, for example, without having the Wilderness unlocked.
Yeah, but then if you like leave and are like, oh, I'm gonna use my locator thing to go back and hop there, it will be like, no, you
Yeah,
can't.
the crystal memory will not take you there
Yeah,
after the fact.
but that is how he was doing the laws. You go into the room and then you just like tele to the GE and grab pure essence or something because you can't bring pure essence into the altar from Gardens of the Rift.
You can actually bring it noted.
Oh, you renoted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how I did it.
Yeah. But you could just go and then you use your orb thing and just hop back and forth if you need
Yeah,
to.
so essentially you're using Guardians of the Rift as an intermediary to get to the altar,
Yeah.
because chances are you don't have like a law tiara when you're early
Probably not.
level. Yeah.
I was doing that as well, but I was trying to do a Dale, which is so much slower because you can't note it even with Banker's Note.
Yeah.
I did a little bit and then I was just like, all right, I'm bored and I stopped. I'll wait till I have Bloods to do more.
It's funny because I like wasted my time as much as possible because I waited, went to chaos, and then I left to get the day alt, and then went back and couldn't. So I just wasted like 15 minutes like waiting for the game to start,
Wait.
and then also not being able to go back anyways.
Wait, why couldn't you go back?
Because the memory won't take you there. The
Oh,
crystal memory won't
dude,
take
I
you
was
there.
gonna say a similar thing happened to me the first time I did it. I didn't know that you couldn't bring unnoted essence and stuff into the rifts, and I waited like all the game, and then I missed the Law Rune rift, and I think literally on my second game I was waiting. I was like, oh, finally, and I went in there like you can't bring anything in, and I was like, what the heck?
Yep, nice.
So yeah, maybe like look up what to do because we're probably not doing the best description here, but
Yeah, I don't know how this became like a tips podcast, but
yeah, I know. Which is like kind of bad leagues tips with Bunebape.
well, what have you been up to besides
Yes.
getting tier 8?
Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of stuff. So I think last week I didn't mention because it was right after we recorded. I got Bando's Tacits on my second KC at Bando's off stream naturally, off stream Andy, and then last night I went to Avi Demons for the first time because I finally got 85 Slayer. I also got 83 and got my Dragon Boots, and I got a whip on my 11th KC, and then using my whip I went back to Bandos, and within 36 total KC at Bandos, I've now gotten the chest plate as well, the boots, and a hilt. So I'm really
Nice.
happy.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, and then I went to Zammy because I was thinking maybe I could try to grind other items while going for the Godsword shards. I haven't gotten a single shard somehow. And I got the Zamarok spear from a minion, which is a 1 out of 5,000 drop. So even boosted that, it'd still be like 1 of 1,000. It was really weird.
Yeah, pretty rare.
Yeah, so got that. Probably will go and do more of that later this week or maybe even off stream. We'll see. Because
Yeah.
with leagues, I don't care as much. You know, main game, I don't like doing stuff off stream in case like I get a cool drop. You know, leagues, it's temporary, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited with my gear. So I'm feeling really strong. I still need to get Blood Fury. I'm going weirdly dry on it. I think it's 1 out of 375, and I'm like I'm almost at 600 KC. But I don't mind because it's really AFK. So it's kind of like the perfect thing to do when I'm editing shorts. Is that because especially I have Soul Steel, so I don't pray with the offensive on because then I'd run out. But I just turn on Protect from Melee and auto retaliate, and I have like the Sea Engineer collection log whatever plugin.
Wait,
So
you'd run out?
or I think I did before. I think it's just my soul still wasn't like proccing. Would I have better gear so would that work
Yeah,
better?
I was like, I don't know. I feel like mine. I mean, most of the time we'll just be able to sustain in like Soul Wars. I could just leave it on
And
essentially.
Soul Wars, I think it's fine, but like I was there for a few hours. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just like AFK and not like actually hitting things,
Yeah,
then it'll probably run out.
yeah. I don't really mind now. If I'm actively grinding for it, then like I'll do the offensive and stuff. But literally, like I just had my screen down, and every few minutes I check and like, have I got any rune stuff? Because I have the plugin on, so it will say when I get a collection log slot. So
Yeah,
I'm not really worried about it. I was having fun with that. I sent some TOAs as well this week. I realized that solo rating still sucks. The best kind of rating is when there's a lot of people and everyone's different combat styles and has different T8 relics. You
yeah,
smash the race. It's crazy. We are still only doing like 330s in TOA to be fair, because it seems like it's a guaranteed purple of 6 people, and it's like why raise it if you don't need to? But it was crazy. We were finishing raids in 20 minutes or even less than 20. It was really
nice.
fun. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
that's pretty good.
The axe seems really busted, I'll say. The axe,
Executioner.
yeah, the executioner's axe seems really busted.
It's actually the Sage's axe.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
like he
it's
gave it to you?
the relic is called Executioner, and the axe is called Sage's axe.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I know nothing about it. All I know is it looks like crazy. It looks really fun, but I took the Undying. My original reasoning was in case I die, you know. But now I really want to do more damage. So I was like testing it out last night, dying to like everything that I could find to die to and seeing what doesn't work. So like Zabak and Wardens, it doesn't work because
Yeah,
it's like several tiles like around you, but it has to be on their true tile, and their true tile is always southwest. And like Zabak southwest is like all the way across the water, you know, and
yeah,
Wardens as well. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but it is nice that I don't die because that Alkai died during the ball phase, we'll call it.
yeah.
And it just brought me back to life, and I was the only one there, and I was like, oh, cool. But I was like so panicked because I was not used to it that I kept running, getting hit by more and more balls, and I almost died again.
Well, that sucks.
But yeah, I've been having so much fun. I also got 91 smithing on my main.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And I've been up barbarian fishing again because I still don't know what to do that's AFK there.
Barbarian fishing. I
It's
feel
not
like that's
AFK.
not very
It's
AFK.
not like every minute I have a full inventory of food.
I don't know why you don't just go to sharks.
Are sharks more AFK?
Sharks
I
are
don't know.
sharks are really AFK.
Maybe I should go to sharks.
Yeah.
I was told to go to minnows, and I guess the
Minnows
minnows
is not AFK.
they used to be more AFK or something, I guess, but
They
like
changed it for bots.
yeah, which makes sense because literally like every 10 seconds there's a circle timer going off and I was running
Yep.
around. Ray sent me there and I
You
was
just
like, this
run
is
in.
not AFK at all.
You just walk in circles over and over
Literally. I'm
again.
just like, this is like the least AFK thing I've
Yeah,
tried.
I'd say like anglers are really AFK. If you want to deal with the whole bait thing, you have to buy
Yeah.
the bait. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to, but yeah, buy the bait, and then I
I
mean,
tried monkfish, but they kept like changing their locations.
nah, yeah, sharks they change their location, but if you just fish off the dock of Morton, then
There's a lot of
um
locations right there,
or
right?
Berg de Rot, sorry, yeah, there's a bunch of locations, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't change that often.
I should. I've never fished sharks
If
over there.
if you really want to do something AFK, then well, there's like a lot of running in between. I was gonna say Karam ones.
Oh yeah, a little bit too much.
Yeah,
Because people were telling me to do
they
that.
are really AFK because like it never moves as far as I understand.
Oh, you know my issue with the sharks is I'd want to keep them. And I'd have to drop them.
Oh, you would there's a
I
bank right next to it.
could.
Yeah, it's like the bank house. You can see it from
Yeah.
where you get the
It's
sharks.
just like I don't know if I want to click if I'm like mid raid. Well, I mean, I'll maybe I should try that out because I just want something that's more AFK. It's not. If you guys have ideas for stuff to AFK on mains, let me
Yeah,
know.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to click it to drop it either way, so it's almost the
Yeah, but
same.
I shift click.
Oh, wow,
It's just
okay,
like that
wow, that's
actually.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, still enjoying leagues, still having fun. Even though I know some people are like already like, oh, I've already finished. I think that taking at my own pace and not comparing myself to other people is helping a lot. Because if I compare myself to other people and they like already have everything, I'm like, what's the point? And I'm like, oh my god, that's very dramatic. There's like 50 days left.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
and
time.
the point is to have fun.
Sure.
How are you?
Pretty good, but yeah, pretty much the same. Just still like slowly progressing. And I guess I'll say like what I'm 2,700 points off of tier 8.
Hey, go get some 99s maybe.
Um, Yeah,
200 points for every 99, by the way.
I have 99 thieving, crafting, prayer,
He's going
magic.
like kind of dry on the scepter, which is weird.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Barely.
I was just doing that because it was a task, and so I'll probably do the rest of it for the 200 point task because you have to get to level 8, which is the highest level. You have to get there 100 times for a 200 point task. So maybe
That
I'll
should
get
be
it.
400. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you could skip all the other rooms actually and
Well,
just run.
yeah, kind
You
of.
can rush it.
Well, in order, I think like the strategy in order to get a good drop rate for the scepter is every level after or including and after level 4, you have to get the chest and the sarcophagus.
I always do both, yeah. I've
Yeah.
gotten 2 scepters my main. I got kind of lucky.
But yeah, I've done 25, or I've gotten to level 8 25 times, and then all the subsequent ones before that, when I was like too low of a level, and I still haven't gotten the scepter.
Yeah, you went a
So,
little past that I thought to get 99 as well.
um, well, I got 99 there, but I got it way before, not way
Oh,
before, but I got it before I finished the 25 rounds.
okay. I just remember
So,
you saying, "I'm gonna do it one more
well, it's because I did the
time."
25 rounds and I was like, all right, I'll do one more, and I
Mhm.
didn't get it.
So
So,
technically, he's going dry now.
yeah, I'm going pretty dry, but I actually got kind of lucky getting the blood shards because
Oh,
I got really close to or 99 thieving getting blood shards because I was there from like 92 or something like that.
you were there like for a while.
Yeah, I thieved the Vire like 950 times, but the drop rate, because I'm only 4 times, is
Mhm.
1250. So
Oh,
I got kind of lucky there
you already have the
actually.
rogue's outfit too, right? So you got 2.
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's 20,000 charges. And it also, like, pro tip in case you haven't thought about this, but if you have a blood shard and you go to Soul Wars or Pest Control, take it off. It's not worth the extra
Oh
damage
yeah,
to waste
yeah.
charges.
If you don't have an extra fury, I feel like people would just keep that on. I have an extra
Yeah.
fury and I alked it. Maybe I should have kept it for that reason.
You had an extra Fury? Oh, because you got another Onyx?
No, because the production prodigy, I made it an amulet and it just
Yeah.
made 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, maybe you should have kept that. Don't know why you would just alk it.
Whatever.
It only alks for like
I
60K.
I didn't know what to do and I was like, I guess I'll alk it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could go and get another now. I actually have gold because I've been high alking a lot of stuff.
Okay. I actually spent a lot of gold because I like spent a lot getting Toggle for
Mhm.
because I ended up buying. It's funny. I got enough Toggle like through like a bunch of means, and like I was killing guys and I got like their drops. I got like a bunch of duplicate drops. Unfortunately, I got like
Yeah.
3 Zarketems, which are
It's
the two-handed
it's
maces.
nice that you can sell them for toggle though.
Yeah, so I sold a bunch of those, and I was able to, with some selling some death runes as well. I was able to buy the full obsidian set, and then I sold the obsidian set, and then I bought the sword, and then I needed like 200 more, so I killed some more, and then I was able to buy the dagger. So I think I almost have the full set, or the because each
Each
one's
item is
each item's
a
a task.
task, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So
killing them on task for that reason specifically because I was like, this is a lot of points.
yeah, and then I did. I think last week we said that I got a fire cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
think
you said you
so.
had a Jad test last week, but you didn't
Oh,
go
did I?
to it yet.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Surprise!
yeah. Anyways, I did it, and I did it off task. I don't remember why I did it.
You skipped that test because we went out of town, which we'll talk about in a second too, a
Yeah,
little bit. We went out of town, so he was like, I don't want to do this on mobile.
yeah. I know I skipped the task, and I don't remember why I wanted to go and do my fire cape. I think it was just for points, honestly.
Yeah,
So I did it, and I did it in like 36 minutes, which was pretty fast for me.
nice.
And I was just meleeed the whole time, except for I used the ACB on Jad, and
We
then
already mentioned like your ACB and stuff last week, right?
I think so.
Okay.
And then almost immediately, I just took the cape and turned it into the Inferno.
Oh, you did turn it in?
Yeah.
I thought you decided not to. That's
No,
fine.
because
It's 200 points to turn it in.
I was also thinking like it's pretty useful just always having my crafting cape on me. So I've just been
hmm
wearing that. And honestly, like I couldn't care less about like one max hit or whatever the cape gives you.
I really need to go and get the crafting cape because I don't have a good telly to the bank. I go to the Grand Exchange Spirit Tree, which is kind of
Yep.
annoying if you want to do something quick.
Yeah, it's not very close.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just use a crafting cape like all the time. and it's really good for like if you need to go back to the bank and then use your memory to get back to a boss or something like
Hmm.
that.
I was thinking for the Dale essence, I was gonna wait because like having to run to the bank everyone is kind of annoying when the bank's not close.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of like it's actually really cool. I like the part of leagues where people like come up with like unique strategies for bosses and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because on the train ride back home today, I saw someone like using Berserker, which allows you your max hit on the first enemy or on an enemy with full health.
Hmm.
So what they did is and also as a melee relic user, you get 50% more defense.
Okay.
So the only weapon in the game that can utilize that in a damage type of way is Dins. So this person with max
Oh,
melee and Dins,
I
um,
heard Dins with Obsidian is like everyone's go-to.
well, I think from what I recall, I think he was just using Bandos.
Hmm.
But anyways, he walks into Bandos, and because Din's special attack hits all enemies in a 10 by 10, and double hits the first enemy it hits, he got a crit and with the first hit, so he was able to hit Bandos for 120 damage twice, and he just
Twice.
immediately one shot all the minions and pretty much one shot
Oh
Bandos.
my god.
So it was pretty cool
I
watching.
love seeing people's different things that they're doing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so fun, actually.
Whenever I do get tier 8, I think I've said it before, but I will be
You've been changing it a
going
bit.
I'll be going Guardian for sure, just
Yeah.
because it's kind of like something I've learned from playing other games where it's like nice to have. I mean, not saying that Executioner wouldn't be usable damage, but
I actually need to save Executioner after, remind me.
yeah, I was gonna say like that it's nice to have like consistent damage on
The
boss.
entire time rather than just
Yeah,
once. Yeah.
exactly. Because like while you're running around, one of my favorite classes, for example, what in World of Warcraft is warlocks,
Hmm.
specifically dot classes, which is damage over time classes, because you can put all your damage and then run around freely. That's like one of the best parts. You can run around and still be doing damage.
Yeah.
But like in this game, that doesn't really exist. So when you're
Yeah, there's
running,
thralls, but you're hitting for like ones and twos.
yeah, exactly. So when you're running around, you're just straight up not dealing damage. So to be able to deal damage while running around is like kind of nice.
Dude, that would be huge for me at Versic because I feel like I'm always running around. Like, I have no idea what's going on phase 3.
Yeah, it's like almost essentially just as long as you are alive, you will win the fight eventually. I mean, obviously you want to.
You can just hide in a corner if you need to.
Yeah, obviously you want to fight the boss, but
Yes.
that's like kind of like a cool idea. So
Well, the thing I was gonna say about you not taking Executioner's Axe and why it's okay is because we have a lot of people on stream that we can raid with and stuff. Only one person could utilize Executioner's Axe in a group.
yeah,
There's no point if you have one person who's a friend that you reliably go and like raid with or fight bosses. There's no point of you also taking Axe.
yeah. As
I've
soon as an
realized.
enemy gets to 20%, it doesn't matter who uses an axe.
Hmm.
It's still just 20%.
So it's kind of nice, like we'd have one person doing the axe, and then we have like people with like guardian, and I have like my retribution, and I'm trying to die on purpose and stuff.
Yeah, and I was thinking about like
It's fun.
at Kree and at well any of the God Wars bosses, but especially like things like Kree.
Kree sucks.
It'll help a lot being
Yeah,
able
because
to
Kree's
have
always slamming you into the wall.
well not even just that, just my range accuracy is really like not very good
Yeah.
because I don't have
You can't
full
melee at all.
like range gear which I would get from Kree.
Mm,
So
I know.
I mean I have an ACB but that's it.
You could get Missouri if you're lucky at TOA.
I
Whenever you
could
go.
I could get Masori if I was lucky at TOA. But yeah, so I feel like it would just be generally more helpful
Hmm.
or at least I just wouldn't feel bad about taking it. So
Yeah. There was like a part of me regretting the retribution just because it doesn't do as much damage. But then like the fact that I did die at Akka and like it did save me, I was like, all right.
yeah.
Because the thing about me is if I'm fine, I will survive raids. But as soon as I'm the only one left, I feel a lot of pressure and I suddenly don't know how to even breathe anymore.
Yeah.
It's really great. But speaking of me like doing random damage, I was testing out Versic last night in a duo with Lato at the end of the night. And I died to Versic and was like, cool. And it was like part 3. And then I forgot that Versic does a green ball effect. And I promptly got hit and died for real. And I was like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. We also did 2 tops and didn't see any purples, so I feel like we're getting scammed because we got back 3 back in chambers. Nope, in TOA.
True.
I'm
True.
excited for you to start raiding though.
Yeah, I don't know. We will see because I guess like kind of like a side update with me is I
Mhm.
don't last week I think said I was gonna play less, which I have been playing less,
Definitely have, yeah.
and um and
Both of us have been playing a little
that's
less.
on purpose. I've been like kind of starting to study more and stuff like that.
CCNA.
Um yeah, I've been reading on the CCNA.
I giggle because I have a funny acronym for it that has bad words in it, so I won't say it.
Yeah, it's the Certified Cisco
I
Network
thought you were gonna
Associate.
say what I call it.
No, no, I'm not
I
gonna say
could
that.
bleep it out. I'll
No, no,
okay,
we're
fine,
not
I
gonna
won't, I
say
won't.
that. But yeah, so it's just a networking certification. But
You know what it is.
anyways, I've been reading a little bit more into that, which is cool. And I updated my LinkedIn. Check me out on LinkedIn.
Don't
No,
actually look,
actually,
please
don't.
God,
Do
don't.
not look me up on
Don't.
LinkedIn. There's
If you
actually
do find
many.
him, don't share it.
There's many people with my name on LinkedIn, so it's fine.
Wait, I thought Robert was like a super unique name.
No, it's
What?
unfortunately actually a very common name.
What if Robert secretly went by Bobby?
Yeah,
That would be so uncharacteristic.
yeah, that would be weird.
We
Um,
we
what?
had
What are you gonna say?
okay. Well, first I was gonna say I know that we're talking a lot in the beginning, but there's really not a lot to talk about in the updates, so
Yeah.
it's okay. I was gonna say, do you want to talk about how we went out of town?
Oh, well, yeah, we went out of town.
I don't know. I thought you'd be like it was cool.
Yeah, I drove 14 hours, went and saw my sister and my niece, and then had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, his niece was like beating him up. It was really cute though,
Yeah, she was straight
because
smacking me.
she like would go and push him, and he'd act very dramatically, and you could tell she was just like, I'm the strongest person in the world. So
Yeah,
she started like roundhouse kicking him. She's like 2.
yeah.
It's
If
cute.
you've seen like any WWE type stuff, it looked just like
It
that.
was it was just like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Honestly, besides, the reason I might be playing even less, and might be, I mean, will be playing even less. Um, not this week. But next week I'll be playing less because in 7 days from
Oh, I just
now,
realized what you're talking about.
yeah, in 7 days from now is going to be the release of the new Path of Exile expansion.
He
So
stays Legan no matter where he goes.
it is a new league.
I
It
can't
is a
believe
new
they
league.
overlapped with our league.
Yeah,
It's messed up.
yeah, truly messed up.
I don't
I
like
told him.
it.
I told him.
You told them and they didn't listen?
Yeah, they're Australian, so they don't care.
Typical Australian. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
or actually, they might be from New Zealand. I'm not sure, honestly.
Wow, how
Yeah,
dare.
who knows? Chris Wilson. You know what's actually incredibly funny
Huh.
is Path of Exile became like more popular around a similar time that Diablo 3 was being released.
Oh.
The guy that like the main head dude of Path of Exile, his name is Chris Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
The game director for Diablo 3's name was also Chris Wilson.
They probably
And
hated their
I'm
lives.
pretty sure they're both. Well, the one for Path of Exile is definitely like a just a pale bald dude,
Yeah.
and I think Chris Wilson for Diablo was also just a pale bald dude.
Yes.
They didn't look
I was like, they
similar.
better both be.
They didn't look similar,
But if you
but
describe them and don't see what they look like,
yeah, yeah,
that must have
hilarious.
been very disappointing for both of them to be like, oh, you're the one who did blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no.
No, yeah, that was really funny. But anyways, I'm gonna play that. They just did a reveal for it today, as well as all the patch notes, and it looks really cool. If anyone cares, I doubt you do, but if anyone
So
cares,
negative, Robert.
I'll
Jeez.
be playing a
People do care. People have commented about the builds before.
I'll be playing an Earthquake Berserker.
That's like a really bad choice, I think.
Yeah, I mean, not really because Earthquake was already pretty good, and on top of that, they buffed it by a lot. So
Robert just said, actually, Earthquake Berserkers.
yeah. Also, real life update. I annihilated my back in the best way
Oh,
this
working
morning
out.
at the gym. I was like rowing 275, and I thought I was turning into a demon while I was looking in the mirror.
You were morphing.
I was like slowly I saw like fangs
Oh,
growing in. It
your
was
eyes are turning red.
yeah, and then like everything went dark, and I woke up and the set was done. So
Whenever Robert talks about working out, he's just like, oh, so I stomped on the day's neck today. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, cool.
yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Anyways,
Not too much going on in game, though, unfortunately.
yeah, not too much going on in game. We can move on from the real life stuff because I'm sure we rambled plenty.
I had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean this is a show where we just talk. So
Yeah, if you have a problem with it, fight me.
or
Not
not,
really.
or
Don't.
not.
I'm weak.
Anyways, though, a lot of people were asking when chambers changes were happening.
I don't. Just the way that you said that. They said Chambers changes when, and you read it so backwards. You're like when Chambers changes.
Well, I don't like using the acronym for it. If you haven't noticed,
Oh, I say Chambers.
I've never called chambers by its acronym
Cox.
because yeah, it's just
Just sounds. You know how it sounds.
it's
People always
just
say it in chat. They're like, "Oh, I love," and then I always just say, "I love Chambers." I don't even think it anymore. I don't even do it on purpose. I just automatically say Chambers.
yeah, it's just never been like Tob is fine. It's just
TOA.
there's too many things that have
I
that
still say
name.
Toa.
Like there's the cable company,
There's like the chicken.
Exactly.
Hate chicken.
So
I actually like chickens. They're cute.
yeah, we're just gonna not call it that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
As a heads up, they had a real funny guy writing these notes. Some of those little jokes peppered in.
I actually didn't notice any of them until you
Some
said
of them
anything.
were kind of silly, but you know, I've already mentioned before how if I don't read things word for word, I get really confused and start messing up. So
Okay.
I
Anyways,
will separate which ones are my jokes.
there's kind of a meta update, being that from now on, it seems game updates will be accompanied by a 30-minute downtime.
It used to be 45, I think.
I don't think so. I think it was like 0 before.
No, they started doing it like a few months ago.
Then why do they say to ensure we can make an up-to-date backup?
It's been a thing, but it's been 45 minutes, I believe.
Well, anyways, the note that they have very, very, to me, obviously seems like there was less time and now there's more. But anyways,
Listen,
there's 30
I'm
minutes.
awake in the middle of the night. I know.
I don't care what anyone thinks. It's now 30 minutes.
Whatever.
So we can move on to the patch notes. As you can see from the patch notes, this week brings an army of Chambers of Xeric changes. These highly anticipated quality of life tweaks aim to improve the balance between different raid rooms. This is also, for anyone that missed it, weeks or actually months ago now, these changes are coming off the back of everyone asking, why are you changing chambers when you could just make chambers not suck?
No, yeah, it was why make the scaling differently if Chambers sucks.
Well, yeah, they were pretty much trying to alleviate a point that only existed as a like
A result of the rooms kind of sucking.
yeah, it was as a result of them never actually properly balancing the raid
Yeah.
since its release.
It's a long time coming, but at least it's here now.
Yeah, so that's nice. They do say just before we get started, we want to reiterate that we don't currently have plans to implement custom layouts. The whole point of today's change is to make any layout balanced, kind of like what we just mentioned. There is a little bit of a video here. It is, oh my goodness, age restricted.
It's by Tasty, and I was like, I wonder if if it's like swearing or something. Like, why is it age restricted?
I don't know, but
I thought that was kind of funny.
I didn't watch the video. Honestly, I don't know how much they could possibly go over.
I think they just go over everything that we're about to go over.
Yeah.
So if you don't like us and like Tasty, go listen to Tasty.
Sure. Sure. Also, I saw him shirtless at the party, so there we go.
Context. He was wearing like overalls or something. It wasn't just totally.
Was there a shirt on him?
No.
Okay. General changes.
Like just
though.
you, and I'm like, oh.
It was me and him in a kitchen with 50 other people.
Okay, stupid.
General changes though is there's no recruitment board needed anymore. That's nice. Because a lot of people, obviously, if you don't know the flow, you'd have to like leave the recruitment board, leave your party.
Many times I would just run and click on the chamber's door and be like, "Oh, I didn't start a party."
Yeah, it was a whole weird.
It's not a big deal, but it's like a nice little thing.
Yeah, so now you can just simply right-click on the entrance and then click reload. It'll refresh the whole dungeon and kick everyone out except for the raid leader. And also this means that if you somehow manage to get anything dropped on the lobby floor, which I don't think you are able to do.
Not supposed to be possible.
Then that will disappear. So
be careful.
Yeah, be careful, and also just don't try to do that.
I try to drop my pets all the time, and I have to leave the room and come back in.
Yeah. Also, raid leaders will also notice a new UI option that'll allow you to scale up the difficulty of the raid by adding invisible players.
Ghosts.
So this is the only actual quality of life thing that they added from the previous, what would have been a quality of life blog for this raid. And I think it is quality of life because finding 20 other nobody, people that just you pay
that don't mind just AFKing for a little bit.
You pay them to just exist in your raid, which is a crazy concept.
Yeah, this is gonna save a lot of people money, and I feel like might be not the best things for boosting people. Potentially it'll affect theirs, like business boosting. But some of them
Yeah.
still help people. But yeah, it's nice if you don't know who to talk to scale. Like if you don't know the right person to help you with scales, then you can just do it yourself.
Yeah, it's also I mean, I think there is I mean, I personally really don't care because I don't plan
Your
on ever
iron
not playing Iron forever. Um,
forever.
so I really don't care, but this I can imagine the people that used to farm chambers are in shambles.
Yeah. I think that they'll definitely still get help because like whenever we did a boosted raid once, like the kind that people usually I don't know if it's quite what people would pay for. We had like 16 scaled.
Yeah.
But it was like somebody low-key I feel like they might have been trying to advertise on the stream, but that's fine, whatever. They took us just for free to see how it was, and they were helping us like during the raid, but not so much at Ulm. At Ulm, they just let us do it, so if we got a purple to be in our name.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they'll still be able to do it, just maybe not as much.
Yeah, maybe they'll just have to change their rates or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But anyways, I don't think it cost money. I think originally they were going to make it so
Yeah, it
that
was gonna cost a lot of money, but
you know,
now
it's going to
it's
cost
free.
100K per person, but now it's free. So if you feel like you are up for a challenge or just want a better chance at purples or both, then you can
Yeah.
try this. Also, something that is nice. I mean, I would jump for joy for it because honestly, this is like kind of a big annoyance. You know, this is actually like kind of like a polarizing topic for a lot of people right now because
I
of leagues
Oh,
giving you unlimited run energy.
should we talk about run?
I mean,
Can we
we can
segue for a second?
briefly we can talk about it.
My hot take. Running out of run is stupid.
Okay, there we go. Wrap that up.
Yes.
Um,
Done.
yeah. So whether
He
you
agrees.
let us know if you agree with her.
Yeah.
I don't agree 100%.
Well, I think maybe if you okay, the exceptions are like maybe if you're a member, you never run out of run, or maybe if you're 99 agility, you never run out of run.
That's just pay to win.
Shoot, you're right. All right, maybe if you, maybe if you're 99 agility, you don't run out of run. I feel like if you grind the 99, there's no reason why you should still be walking anywhere.
I think
And I hate walking in this game. Yes, it's true.
yeah, maybe. I think there should be multiple ways to get either unlimited or vast amounts of run. And I do agree with Wraith that there should still be run mechanics in raids or
Oh,
PvM
like you could turn
encounters.
it off.
No, like, yeah, maybe when you enter the chamber, it's all like, yo, you feel the gravity of the boss's energy and you can't run as far.
Oh, I didn't know that's what you guys meant. I thought you meant that you could turn off run if you want.
No,
I misunderstood.
I would, yeah, because I think it's still an important part of certain PVM encounters, and it really limits you if you just completely. It doesn't really, but it does limit you more so than you already are
Mm-hmm.
in encounter creation if that's just not an option anymore. So I think if they kept it in PVM, that'd be fine, or PvP as well, obviously. But like my example was if I'm running from Lumbridge to Falador, I shouldn't have to like have an entire potion to like have to run that way. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. Like no one wants to walk that. It doesn't advance the
I
story in
just
any way.
hate running in the game. And if you're gonna run out of run, at least don't have the refilling time take like an hour. I'm exaggerating because I really don't like walking.
I just hate it because stamina potions, if they wanted it to be such an integral part of the game, should be like a level 5 potion. It's a level
The
77
yeah,
potion.
the energy potions they give you like 30 energy.
Yeah,
If you're wearing a lot of gear, that's like a second.
and they're not easy to get. And the only good thing about any of those potions are the stamina potions because of the like 2 minute long effect or whatever.
hmm
So yeah, kind of weird.
I don't even know if we said, but Chambers has added more energy pools throughout the
Yeah,
raid.
I was gonna say somewhere that you will not be worried about staminas as
Yeah.
much is gonna be chambers because they did add several pools around the area that will restore your run energy.
Some people were like, I remember didn't like this when the blog first came out. They're
Yeah,
like, it's too easy. I'm like, it's just run.
yeah, it is just run, and there is this. This is obviously the largest raid, if I had to guess, run wise. So
Yeah.
it does
There's
help.
a couple other later too that'll affect that.
Yes, there is some help during the mystics as well. Besides that though, there's some more changes for scavenger
You
beast.
actually skipped over one. They did not put a title over it, but they have made it so that if you are non iron, people could drop things on the floor now for you to pick up. You can see stuff. But that also means if you're iron, be careful because people could accidentally grab your things that you don't want them to get. And they have sped up the growth times for Buchu, Gulpor, and Noxifer plants throughout the raid.
Yeah. Almost forgot about that.
But yeah, like I said, Funny Guy wrote this. You spend less time waiting for them to grow and more time wondering what on Gilnor the ultimate iron is doing over there. Real funny guy.
Yeah, why don't you tell them about Scavenger Beast?
All right. So, Scavenger Beasts, there's some nice changes. If you didn't know previously, it was super random. I have
Yep.
killed them for over 5 minutes straight and not gotten like a single item, like a single juice. You know, you get one thing really lucky and then other ingredients not so much. But anyway, it can get really frustrating when you just need one more sprig of Sicily to finish your prep, but keep getting a darkened juice instead. So as of today, scavengers are guaranteed to drop all of the following items: 5 to 14 juice, 3 to 11 mushroom, and 3 to 6 Sicily.
Why don't you call it Stinkhorn?
Stinkhorn, little Robert mushroom.
Okay.
Got him. It says scavs already have a chance to roll multiple secondary drops. This change just makes it more likely that you'll find the ingredients you need. And scavs will now only roll 2 drops upon death, which should keep the floor clear enough for you to pick up whatever bits you need. Because it gets kind of crazy when there's a lot of stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's essentially this entire patch is just them sprinkling in random quality of life stuff like this throughout the raid.
It's wonderful.
Also, while you're chasing potion secondaries, you might happen across a malignum root
Why does that
plank or
sound
two.
like a meme?
Yeah, I was having a hard time.
They're doing a D's nuts joke to
reading
you
it.
right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Malignum Root Plank or two. As of today's update, you can feel free to pick them up because they're now stackable, which is really
Previously,
nice.
you'd be like, all right, dropping planks. Can you go grab them?
Yeah.
Which is kind of stupid.
It sucked because there was quite a few rooms in chambers where like the entire difficulty of it was inventory management. Like
Yeah.
this is just like Tetris on ice or something.
Tetris on ice. I like that.
Yeah. Our final scav change though isn't to the beasties themselves, but to the rooms they're in. Their so-called shortcuts for mining and woodcutting currently take so long. It's not really a shortcut, so they sped them up.
Yeah, weird that they ever even existed.
Yeah.
Well, everyone only does the boulder.
Also, this was pretty cool. The Tecton stuff.
Yeah. So to say that Tecton's a little bit tanky is the understatement of the decade. I would even go so far as to say the century.
Oh,
Personally.
the millennia potentially.
Oh yes, potentially. So basically they presented us with some options and around 8,200 people voted on how we thought was the best way to tackle Tecton.
Very few people.
Not that many people voted. I voted on this actually.
Yeah, considering the other week there was 200,000 people playing the game, that is not
Yeah.
very. That's not very many people.
It really just goes to show what people do and don't care that much about, which is funny because I'm sure there's tons of people who don't vote and then complain about the results.
Yeah, probably.
So 2,900 people said that they want to prevent Tecton's defense from resetting when he's at the anvil. I think I voted for that.
Yep.
2,800 wanted to guarantee a hit for the first Dragon Warhammer spec used on Tecton. 1,700 wanted Elder Maul hits to reduce Tecton's defense by 5% of its value.
I think I picked that one.
Yeah, that one was nice because it would have made the value of Elder Maul better.
Yeah, it would have made it not one of the worst items in the game.
Mm-hmm. 578 would have reduced the crush defense during his enraged form. And for other, there was an other button and 2 people exactly.
I wonder what they had in mind.
Yeah, I don't know, but they even were like, you tried your best. They also said, if you're one of the 2 people who voted other, we salute you for breaking the mold. But anyway, our preferences were clear, so we went with both of the top 2 options. So as of today, the first Dragon Warhammer special against Tecton is guaranteed to hit, and he's no longer able to regain his defense using his anvil. So all your hits in the first one won't be meaningless anymore. Nice. I didn't realize until the poll blog last time, like on these first changes, that it resets and that there's like no point after he goes back to the anvil.
Yep.
So I'm very happy about this personally. I think it'll be way better. For like CMs, you have to reset Tecton a lot.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of CMs, I was watching No Monkey and I don't know who else, but I think they were trying to do 1,000 chambers.
Holy.
Or not 1,000 chambers, but like hard mode chambers. Mm-hmm. And not hard mode chambers is what I was trying to say in those 3 sentences.
The league's harder one.
Yeah, and so like it was crazy. Their strategy was to like just continually run around him like normal, but like attack with a shadow, run, use the horn to summon the guardian, because on summon he attacks, so you're able to like skip cooldowns if you just like attack, run, summon, attack, run, summon, and they were just doing that over and over again. And
No Monkey's been playing leagues though?
Yeah.
Yeah, they raided me a few weeks ago and said that they weren't going to.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that's what they were doing, unless I
This
was
was
just.
like this was like 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, this was. I think I was watching it like 2 or 3 days ago.
yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, which is. I mean, I watched it for longer than I usually watch any OSRS stream, so it was probably
But
like
yeah,
5 seconds.
No Monkey's like a gamer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was funny because they were doing all like the sweaty tactics, and then their partner during when he went back to the anvil just like, got like one shot by one of the like a single bomb from off screen or
Oh my
whatever.
gosh.
Like it landed next to him and just immediately killed him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because I think that's
They
just what happens.
smack.
That's what happens in hard mode. Hard mode.
Cool.
But yeah, pretty cool.
Moving on to the crabs.
The jeweled crabs.
So players will no longer be able to splash on crabs unless your mage bonus is minus 64 or lower. Thank goodness this happened to me.
Yeah, that's the normal splash.
Yeah. Before I was like literally using a
I
shadow and still
was
splashing.
gonna call it splash zone, but
Splash zone.
I guess that is the splash zone.
To make this deal even sweeter, we're removing the attack delay from hitting jeweled crabs. After hitting a crab, you'll be able to hit again on the very next tick, allowing players to quickly pull them together or correct mistakes if you happen to hit with the wrong style.
Nice.
Also done that a lot.
I still will hate this room, but
Yeah. Additionally, to prevent players wasting all their ammo charges, if your attack changes the crab's color, you won't continue to attack it automatically, although you can click on it again if you like. So that's kind of nice.
yeah, cool.
I will just stay hitting it over and over again usually to make sure it stays.
Yeah. Something that is actually going to be really, really doable and nice is going to
Someone
be
told me this is their favorite room now.
Ice Demon.
Mm-hmm.
So Ice Demon, for anyone out there, like I said, this was one of the rooms I was referencing when I
You're
was
like, man.
saying managing your inventory was 99% of the battle.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you got like 0 points for this room also didn't help.
Do you not get a point to the room?
Yeah, no, you
That's
didn't.
funny.
So here we have the Ice Demon. So we see you hovering over that fancy new reload button because you see the Ice Demon has appeared. And yeah, most people would, but you might want to reconsider. Because now, wouldn't it be nice? Just imagine, wouldn't it be nice if all the kindling you would normally drop your entire loot, your entire inventory for, what if it was stackable?
Beautiful.
Because it is now. It stacks up to
Beautiful.
28 in a single stack.
I love it so much. I haven't gone yet, but this is great.
Yeah. On top of that, lighting the braziers now gives you more points than before.
Huge.
And so that should actually give you a lot more points in total. Also, it won't be a lot in general because this is still a very low intensity encounter.
Yeah, just more than it
So,
used to be.
yeah, just don't expect a ton, but more than before. And also, he's gonna drop some more stuff. He's gonna drop some Stinkhorn, Juice, and Sicily. So
Huge.
yeah, pretty easy
Less
way
scrap
to get.
time.
Yeah, and on top of that, one more thing to mention is those of you employing the Fire Surge's explosive power against the Ice Demon. Well, you can feel smug about bringing the right tool for the job. We've reduced its magic defense from 60 to 40, so it might be worth bringing some magic gear.
Nice. I've never brought mage because it just didn't feel worthwhile for me.
Well, I think most people isn't like
Usually
the
there's someone doing mage, to be fair.
isn't like the I don't know about anything in teams, but isn't like the solo strat to wear Bando's top and
Oh, I've never. I'm not much of a soloer.
okay.
And whenever I
Well,
did do solos, I was not efficient.
anyways, a lot of people I see do solos. They use like Bando's top, um, not ancients. What is the best in slot bottoms?
Ancestral.
Ancestral bottoms.
Oh, mix and
So
match a little.
yeah, so they can have a little bit of both. But yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Moving on to Vanguards, everyone's favorite rock bug thing. So, a while ago, we changed their loot mechanics so that players were guaranteed an overload for clearing the room. Outside of overloads, however, their drops have a degree of variance that can make or break a raid for no prep learners. Today, we're standardizing the potion rewards to make them more predictable and throwing in a free prayer enhance. So, the melee Vanguard will now drop 2 Xerix Aid and 1 Elder. Range will drop 1 Xerix Aid, 2 Revites, and 1 Twisted. And Magic will drop 1 Xerix Aid, 1 Prayer Enhance, and 1 Kodai. You'll still receive the guaranteed overload drop though, like that's just kind of relevant. It's overload plus, by the way.
Yep.
But yeah, sorry, they were making so many jokes. I thought there was more. They're just
No,
making
no, that's it. Yeah.
There's like a whole 2 sentences. There's little jokes.
Yeah, so along with
Good
the
for them.
Overload Plus, you also get some other treats, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And for anyone that hasn't already caught on, we're going in the order of the challenge mode layout. So if we skip something, then that's
Ooh.
because it hasn't changed. Just like how in a
Yeah, like shamans didn't
yeah,
change.
they quickly go over and say nothing changed about shamans. So
Yeah.
but for thieving, they actually got the ice demons treatment.
Yay!
So they made it so that you have a lot higher chance of succeeding because even at 99, you only had a 70% chance essentially with a lockpick.
And only 50% chance with that to even get a grub.
Yes.
Yeah. But
So
the grub's now going to be noted.
now
Or not noted, but
the
stacks.
grubs stack, and on top of that, the grubs are guaranteed.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the success rate for thieving with a lockpick at 99 is up from 68% to 82%.
How was it so low previously at 99?
I don't know.
It's
And
so weird.
on top of that, like I said, because I got the ice demon treatment, you will now get more points as well. Yep.
Yay!
And also some secondaries for more potions.
Yeah, after you complete the room, you get rewards for once. Very weird.
Yeah. So they do say they're going to keep an eye on this room to make sure it's
Not too good.
not too good, not too inconsistent, anything like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would love for, because I'm like, how will you get the potions at the end of the room? I'd love for that little scav guy that's eating on the trough to like hand them to you and be like, here you go.
No, I want him to
Just a little
die, and
guy.
then
He doesn't die,
they
he goes
just
to
be in the
sleep.
trough.
Oh, wait, no, he goes to sleep. What if he was cuddled up with them and he grabbed them?
Why would he be cuddled up with random food
Because he's
things?
like, oh, I'm so sleepy.
Okay,
He's eepy.
okay.
Next up is Vespula. So to understand Vespula, you have to know what she does when left to her own devices. They actually do a little bit of an explanation that I will go over because I think a lot of people don't know. Should I not?
No, sure, sure,
A lot of
sure.
people don't know how Vespula works.
Everyone's just gonna do redemption, but that's fine.
Yeah. So, have you ever noticed those gross, oversized grubs with hit point bars hanging around her room? Turns out they harbor Vespine soldiers, which crawl out of their undulating bodies whenever Vespula reduces an unfortunate grub's hit point to 0. So these soldiers pack a mean punch, healing up both Vespula and the Abyssal Portal. Previously, if any of those soldiers come out, you would literally restart the raid normally.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was bad.
yeah.
So you were supposed to take on this room by reducing Vespula's hit point, then dealing damage to the portal before she gets airborne again. Because when she's damaged, she kind of sits there like, ah.
Okay, okay.
At the same time, you want to prevent more soldiers from spawning by healing the Lux grubs using blossoms found around the room. It's not quite as simple as clicking between the portal and the save tile while continually praying redemption, but we promise it's not as tricky as you think. I've done it. It's not too bad. We'll continue doing redemption though, for
And
sure.
yeah, and to quickly get this out of the way, you can still do the
Yeah, they're
redemption
not getting rid of
method.
it. Don't worry.
You can yeah, you can still do redemption. Actually, it's even better because now you take less damage, so
Mhm.
you can get more hits before you actually have to redemption.
Yeah, it's just it's better in general. So some little changes. The Lux's Grub's hit point have been increased from 100 to 125.
Which
So
is good. It takes them longer to die.
yeah, it takes them longer for the Vespine soldiers to like break their bodies open. The Blossoms will now heal the Grubs for 35 hit point, up from 20 before.
Yeah, almost double.
Yeah. Both Vespula and her soldiers have had their range and melee strength slightly reduced, which means you'll take less damage. Vespine soldiers now heal the Abyssal Portal at a reduced rate. So this allows you more time to fix your mistakes if one like cracks open. Because like I was saying, if one came forward, you would literally leave because it heals it like immediately, it feels like.
And now you might want to actually try this room because it guarantees that, well, it's easier and it guarantees you an overload plus.
Yeah.
Which it did not before.
If you do especially the redemption I'm familiar with, Vespula is like a really fast, good room. Like it's not that
It's
bad.
not bad.
Yeah.
And speaking of not bad, the next one I also don't think is that bad, and that's Vasa.
I love Vasa, and then whenever I go to Vasa without some Thetibo, I realize that even though I love it, I'm not good at it. Usually that person is carrying the entire team.
Yeah, that can be
Maybe
the
not
case.
anymore though.
Yeah, so anyways, it can be a bit of a roadblock for some players, especially with the toxic blowpipe changes. Obviously, not very good here anymore. But anyways, for anyone that doesn't know, if you don't kill the crystals in time, it heals Vasa, which can be kind of a chore because you need a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's just like a case of trying to out DPS it.
Yeah,
Especially if you're not hitting hard, it keeps going back to the crystal. It's like all of the damage you just did is healed over and over and over again.
The whole boss fight is just really a DPS check. If you
Yeah.
don't have it, then you don't have it, and you'll probably just run out of supplies or die or both or leave.
It's a bummer.
But next, we're changing Voss's healing mechanic. Well, actually, I skipped over.
Oh.
They're reducing Voss's ranged defense from 60 to 40, putting it in range with people that enjoy things like the blowpipe.
Okay. You probably still won't be hitting the hardest, but
yeah,
you'll be hitting.
Twisted bow will still, without a doubt,
Shred.
be the best in slot. But if you have a blowpipe and that's just what you got, like you don't have a BOFA or anything like that, then
You could do the room.
yeah, you can still do the room. Hopefully, probably bring like rune darts or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can hopefully do the room. Also, they're changing Vasa's healing mechanics as of today. When Vasa approaches a crystal, it'll start charging, indicated by a gloopy hit splat. If you break
Don't
the
like the
crystal
description.
before it's charged, all the healing will be discarded. So it's not going to be healing while,
It's
like, you're not
like,
going to be racing it while
yeah.
it's getting healed. It's
It's kind of like
just,
it's in limbo now, waiting to see will I heal or won't I heal?
yeah. So it's like you either beat it or it heals all what it would have normally healed,
Yeah.
anyways.
So it won't heal more than normal or anything
Yeah,
either.
exactly. So it makes it a little bit easier, and also another guaranteed overload.
I love the overloads everywhere. It should happen in every combat room, which
Yep.
I think it might now.
Yeah, almost every single one
Yeah.
except for the ones we skipped. What's the one we skipped?
Oh,
Lizardmen.
shamans.
Yeah, shamans. They don't drop overloads.
Oh. Yeah, they don't. They
But
drop
I mean
seeds,
they're
so you
very,
do
very
need them.
easy,
Yeah.
so
Next up is the Mystics. So, if you guys have ever done Mystics before, and if you're like, oh my god, I forgot like my brew at the beginning of the maze, it is such a pain having to run around. One specific thing that happens to us all the time is we realize, oh, our scav room was actually back there, and we have to run through this entire maze again to go and get scav stuff.
yeah, a lot of running.
They are fixing it. So, to alleviate this issue, we placed some helpful and very cool looking portals throughout the room, which let you navigate from one end of the room or the middle of the room to either the start or the end, assuming all the mystics have been defeated. So, you can't do this before, obviously, but it actually looks like really simple. There's just like 3 portals, and there's a little video showing
Yep.
how it works. They
Yeah.
do look cool.
You literally just click on the portal and you teleport to the end.
Yeah, it's really nice. I've run out of stamina running to go get stuff many times in the middle of this maze.
Yeah. And speaking of running out of stamina, but actually just running out of health, we have the mudded owls.
We tried with that one.
Yeah. So these kind of dog, kind of croc creatures, as they so call it, hit extremely hard, and they have a tendency to stack you out, drain all of your brews, and leave you crying.
They hurt me.
Today, we're presenting a suite of tweaks to make them more consistent, starting with Dimitri, also known as the meat tree.
Yeah.
Currently, the chopping damage formula is responsible for most of the inconsistency because it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was kind of random.
Yeah, so the formula now makes kind of some more sense. So it's going to be your wood cutting level divided by 2, minus 2, plus or minus 5, which is actually
Still kind of annoying to read, though.
still pretty simple. It's essentially, if you're maxed, it'll be essentially 50 plus or minus 5 and then minus 2.
Yeah, they said if you're 99, you're chopping your roll from anywhere from 42 to 52.
Yeah, so really easy to understand, and that makes it a lot easier to know what you're gonna actually expect. So players don't
Some
always,
players.
yes, some players don't always chop the meat tree. They actually prefer to freeze.
I like freezing them unless I'm in CMs.
Yeah, so for anyone that prefers freezing, which I think a lot of people do nowadays, you will be rewarded for your dastardly deed of
Yeah.
freezing.
Sometimes in the past you would freeze it and it'd be frozen, but you can't damage it. Just like you're just standing there. Oh my god, they actually made the SpongeBob joke. The Mudded Owl is just standing there menacingly.
Yep.
Robert and I say that all the time. They were like really doing good at the SpongeBob references.
Yeah, truly. For anyone though, to give Mudded Owls a little bit more of a chance, considering this next change, they're actually making it so that the Mudded Owl actually move towards the tree at 50% health, up from 40. So
Fair.
yeah, it's giving them a little bit of a head start because players will now be able to deal damage to Mudded Owls even if they are frozen while attempting to reach the tree.
It's funny because that kind of feels like an obvious thing, but it's not
Previously,
been.
it did not happen that way.
Yeah. You say it like it's a revolutionary, and I'm like, oh, we could damage the boss. That's
Yeah, before
crazy.
he was the
He
little
was
baby,
immortal.
yeah, little baby Mudded Owl was indeed immortal
He
during
was
this
really
phase,
strong for like no reason.
and both Mudded Owls have had their max hits reduced slightly,
Hmm.
but the big Mudded Owl will only swap from magic, or I guess as well, not but. The big Mudded Owl will only swap from magic to range, or vice versa, after using the same style 3 times in a row, not counting melee attacks.
So if
So
you get chomped.
yeah, so it's exactly like how every other attack swapping boss works.
Yeah.
So after 3 attacks.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's actually really cool, and they do say that the ZGS works really well here in their testing.
Yay! I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Next is Great Olm, the final room. This fight is properly climatic, whether you're teaming with friends or heading into Olm's lair alone. As epic as this fight is, we have a couple of changes which address some common points of frustration.
These are really changes just for solos.
Yeah, really. So Olm's Portal Stop special now spawns a portal within 10 tiles of players in a solo encounter. Previously,
Technically 10 players.
yeah, technically. Previously, it could literally be off screen, and you're like, where is the portal? So
Yeah.
this is nice. And Olm's healing pool attack now has a cooldown of 10 attacks. Those are the little pools that drop up on the ground. Sometimes they will literally just be like back and forth, and it's annoying because you can't really damage much.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, that is it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So these are the Chambers changes for now. Very happy about it. I don't even know what my favorite is. I'm just really happy about all of it. I think Mudadal's my favorite, actually. Mudadal and Tecton.
Yeah, a little dog croc.
I like that they describe them as that. They're like kind of a dog, kind of a crocodile.
I like the racing of Voss's encounter now, where
hmm
you can kind of, if you're like able to out DPS
The
the healing,
crystal.
then
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think that's really cool.
Also, if you want to, we're gonna move on to leagues,
Yeah,
by the way.
League's post release week 2.
Yeah. Um, it's yeah,
The way I read that was like post
yeah.
comma.
It's post release week 2.
I hesitated for no real reason there.
Anyways, I think Hanani, is it Hanani?
Yeah, Hinani worked with a bunch of other creators to bring you all the stats from League's first week.
Yeah, I'd recommend checking it out. There's some really cool stats, and it really highlights just how much time we're wasting playing this game.
I haven't clicked it yet, but I know that they released a stat that it was something like the average player waited 16 minutes in line to kill the lesser demon at Wizard's Tower and stuff like that.
Joke's on you. I didn't wait at
Did
all.
you quit or no, did you crash?
No, I just went into a random world and there was no
Oh
one
yeah,
there.
we
And
both did it days
yeah,
later.
I
Everyone was
just
just
killed
doing it
him.
day 1 and we went later and it was no
I
line.
think I just killed it with ancients in like 5 hits or something.
You're strong.
But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff there, so I'd recommend checking it out.
I want to watch that later
Also,
actually.
one really big change that we kind of
Briefly.
alluded to early
Mhm.
on was the fact that they have removed the Soul Wars XP cap, which was previously 1 million.
Yeah, for some reason you can only get 1 million XP a day.
Yeah, now it is removed. You can get 10 million if
You
you
could
want.
max.
You could max.
Why
You
not?
could get max if you really want.
200 mil. Just do it.
Yeah,
You
you
have a lot of
could.
time on your hands.
But yeah, so it is removed, which is really, really nice for any Zeal enjoyers.
And which you are. Which I kind of am
Recently,
too.
recently, yeah. Also, it's finally time for you to spend your hard-earned league points because the league shop is open.
Yeah, I haven't really been wandering around much in the main game, and apparently people are walking around with like their toxic blowpipes and stuff, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
so
gonna buy one on
if
my
you want
main.
to look like a firebender, you can in game right now. You just need
Yay.
to have the league points, of course.
Oh,
Or,
cool.
just buy it off the GE like everyone else.
That's what I will probably do. I was considering potentially going and doing like some task on my main just so I can get stuff for free, and then I was like, meh, I'll just fish.
Yeah, the league assistant is also, for anyone that doesn't know, now in the Lumbridge Castle courtyard. I think previously they were in the Catherby courtyard
Mm-hmm.
because that's where the last league was.
This is the new place,
Yes.
Lumbridge.
We've also continued to eliminate inaccessible clue steps. So if you run across inaccessible clues,
Make
make
sure
sure
to
to report it.
And to report, you just go in the report player and you right click and click report bug, by the way, because I didn't know exactly where to report it previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, another little nice thing for Undying Retribution enjoyers, they
Me.
increased the radius by 1 whole tile.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's 6 AoE damage now.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah. And they also added there's just like a bunch of bullet points of some
Well,
nice stuff they
another
added.
thing, they also adjusted Undying Retribution's description, and they increased the radius. The increased radius should make it a little easier to hit an NPC's southwest tile, and the new description should give you a clear sense of what you're unlocking. Because I didn't know.
Yeah, you have to hit their true tile.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're fixing that because I had no idea that you had it the southwest, and I was like, I can't use this as the back war wardens. Like, what
Yeah,
the?
the only way you would really know that this is the way enemies worked,
Is if your chat tells you.
or more recently, the way I found out at least was whenever they were introducing the Venator bow. The
Oh,
Venator's bow works the exact same way. So because it bounces off of 3 targets, it has to be 3 targets within range of their origin tile,
yeah,
which is always like the bottom right corner.
bottom left because it's always southwest.
Well, I think of it as bottom right because of the way I face my camera
Oh
typically.
yeah,
But yeah, so it's not going to be right in front of you regardless.
A little thing that you could do though, if you have the NPC highlighter and highlight them, and at least whatever plugin I use, it shows a little square in the corner showing their true tile.
Yeah.
So that was helpful at God War Dungeon.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why your Venator bow isn't hitting the 3 characters you thought they would, one, maybe they're just too big, and also because of that, their origin tiles aren't close enough.
Or if you're like me and wondering why Retribution doesn't work on the back, it's because his tile is across the room.
Yeah, exactly. Also, they remove the penalty applied to Marks of Grace if you have 20 agility levels or above, because, you're probably going to be
You
locked
don't have access
to
to many courses.
Canopus or Falador for
Yeah.
quite a long time.
Before it was like you make a lot of them until like if you're level 40 in Canopus, until you get to level 60, and then you make way less Marks of Grace.
Yeah.
So you can't really help that.
Exactly. They also adjusted the Guardian behavior at Kiara. For some reason, it was using ranged and not magic. And players can now actually get the task for a normal Chambers kill if they, for some reason, did a challenge mode Chambers kill first.
Oh.
And they also fixed a display error where some unlocked destinations on the fairy ring interface actually was just inaccessible.
I wonder if I'm able to go to White Wolf Mountain now. I wasn't able to.
I think they just removed it, if I had to guess, because you can't
There wasn't
actually go
even
there.
a leprechaun there.
Yeah, you can't. Well, there is, but he's on the other side. You can't go there.
Oh. I would consider that Catherby.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, but there's 2.
I think that's the one for the fruit tree.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyways, on League's Worlds, Dying to Revenants no longer drops certain inventory items to the ground instead of your gravestone, which is kind of how it works now,
That's been
but that's
frustrating
not
in
how
Leagues.
it should work in Leagues. Also, the rune pouch and the divine pouch can no longer are no longer deleted upon death in the wilderness region.
Jeez.
But the next part is really funny because also you're not allowed to have both. So people were having the rune pouch and the divine rune pouch at the same time.
It's a limited rune.
Yeah, I think that's over 10 runes. I think that's 11 runes.
Yeah, because majors can already get 5, I think.
You can get 6.
6, dang.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think it's 5 and then 6 with the upgrade pouch.
Yeah.
Anyways, they also fixed a bug where the Guardian was dropping your aggro from demonics, and fixed a bug where harvesting the fruit tree with a full inventory would crash the game. If
Full
you had
inventory,
Farmer's Fortune.
yeah. Love that was a thing.
Yeah, kind of weird. Yeah.
It's like, can you imagine?
Yeah, kind of.
How many times over and over do you realize like this is not a personal issue?
Yeah, definitely weird.
We also have some merch updates, so Black Friday deals and new lines. Black Friday might be over, but the deals are still going. So they have some cute little, oh my god, I'm in love. They have some cute pens and keychains, including a Black Friday Black Max cape, which looks dope.
Which is not in the game, which it should because it looks cool.
Yeah, and this is going to be free with any purchase over 50 pounds, which is also 64 US dollars or 58 euros. So free keychain, let's go. There, it also glows in the dark.
I like how lazy it was. They had the key input to put pound and the USD sign, but instead of euro, they just put a giant E
Where?
right there.
Oh yeah, no, they did. I think in the picture. That's
No,
really funny.
in the
They
picture-
said
in the picture they have the-
E58.
yeah, in the
It's like
picture
a
they have
roundup
euro.
bingo or something.
Yeah, they just didn't have the key.
But yeah, Angelscapes has put out some new items just in time for Christmas, and they're so cute. They're so cute. So there's a Tebow. There's a little pin of the giant mole wearing a Santa hat.
A very little pin.
He's tiny, tiny. I love him. There's a DDS, but it's like green handle, and it looks like a candy cane like hilt, and it's white on the top, so it kind of looks like there's snow or ice on it. It's actually really, really
Just
cute.
looks like a candy cane.
And then the little gnome child wearing a Christmas sweater with a skull on it, the Slayer skull on
Yeah, I
it,
was
naturally,
like, yeah, Slayer.
because he's creepy.
Okay.
They also have some more random stuff that you can get for gifts. If you want to get gifts, make sure to buy that.
1,000
ASAP.
piece puzzle.
I would love to do that puzzle. It looks fun. There's coasters, there's bottle openers, mugs, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. If you have any RuneScape enjoyers in your life that would like this, check it out soon, because I'm sure that the shipping will probably not be the fastest if you are not in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I don't know for sure.
I guess I actually have never bought anything from them. I just imagine all of it will be slow.
I don't know why I do as well.
Yeah, probably because
For no reason, you know,
mean,
we're
well,
just being judgy.
Jagex's reputation really precedes them.
Sheesh.
And speaking of that, I don't know how, but
It's-
speaking of that, we have another thing that you can buy from them if you so choose. Like I kind of joked out this early in the episode. You may or may not get this by Christmas, so
Oh,
maybe don't get it as
I
a
don't know if we
gift.
said in the episode before.
I think I just said it at the beginning of this episode.
I don't remember.
Anyways, though, there's a new game that you can get. It's a card game.
Oh yeah, you did say it.
It's called, man, this is such a terrible name. You couldn't like come
I
up with
hate it.
something.
Boss Top Trumps.
Yeah, Boss Top Trumps.
Is this like already a thing? I think it might already be a thing.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm
because I was like,
guessing
there's no way they would call
because
this. That's a really bad name.
I'm guessing it looks like Top Trumps is like a trademark separate for RuneScape, so I'm
So
guessing
it's a
they
collab.
collaborated with Top Trumps. But anyways, the way this works is essentially you get a bunch of different boss cards, you know, Jad, um,
Forecast, garage
Vorkath,
door.
Garage Door, and it's actually a really simple game. So it's gonna have 4 things on the card, or 5 things: the combat level, max hit, boss kills, which is a relation to the number of times the boss was killed during February 2023.
Wait, I kind of like that. That's kind of a fun little facts on it.
Yeah, the height of the boss, as well as
Estimated in real life
estimated,
heights.
as well as the year, the date they were added to the game. Max hit refers to the highest damage you can inflict, and combat levels, how difficult they are to defeat in combat.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll have all 5 of these stats, and essentially you will just wager one of these stats against the opponent. For instance, you will draw upon your knowledge of old school to figure out if the evil chicken can really beat Krill Suitsroth by virtue of having been in the game longer.
100%. Wait, so finally it's putting all the theoreticals of who would win in a fight, but actually telling us who would win in a fight.
Well, it depends because you pick which one.
Oh, you pick which kind of
Yeah,
stat thing
so
you want to
if you
rely on.
like picked max hit in that same encounter with the evil chicken and Krill,
Yeah,
Krill would win. So if you just pick by the year, I mean, the chicken might be older than Krill, so in that case, he would win.
true.
So
That's fun.
yeah, it's a pretty simple game. I mean, I think it's just something you would just joke around and mess with your friends while you guys are having a drink or something, celebrating the holidays. Is what I imagine they also
Actually
imagined.
sounds very fun.
But yeah, for a limited time only. It's also available in traditional holiday gift bundles with a comfy pair of fancy socks and a map of Gilnor's puzzle.
That sounds like such a good gift.
Yeah, so
Oh,
hopefully you get it by Christmas. I don't know, but hopefully you do. Who knows?
yeah.
But that is, I think, it. We can move on to the quick Q&A.
True. Let's move on to the Q&A. And can you move it on to the screen because I actually can't read it
Okay.
here. Our first question is from Harger over on Discord. What is your favorite and least favorite place to go in OSRS that does not involve a scale, bossing, or PvP? Basically, you just go because of the vibes. So my favorite is Catherby. I've always loved fishing villages. When I studied abroad in France, I stayed in a small fishing village, and it was so beautiful to wake up to fresh wind from the sea. That actually sounds very cool. My least favorite.
I was going to say, I'll give you fresh wind from the sea.
Okay. Stupid.
I don't even know what I mean by
That
that.
sounds like a fart thing.
Okay.
My least favorite is Falador. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I find it extremely ugly and boring.
Well, everyone thinks
Jesus.
that since the massacre.
All right, favorite and least favorite.
My favorite is something I think I've mentioned before whenever a question like this is asked, but it's the Enchanted Forest.
Enchanted Forest is such a vibe. I want to have a picnic there.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite places. The music is also not that bad, and for the same reason, there are other places. Actually, I've never grinded in Moral Wreck, which is the Czar area, but the music there is actually really sick.
I have had the music on lately.
It's kind of like it's like rockish. It's actually
Oh,
really sick.
nice.
I've never listened to it, but I like it a lot. Besides that though, for the same reason, I forgot the area, but there is an area. It might be like pest control. I think it's near one of the mini games.
Like Remington.
No, it's like maybe in Soul Wars, but the music I hate it. It is
Not even the ambiance of the air, just the music.
it is so repetitive and like really just low effort. I forgot what minigame it is, but it's one of those. I hate it. And also, I don't really care for the vibes of most of the mini games. They're not like really cool to me.
Guardians of the Rift, I like the vibe a lot. It's
Eh,
pretty.
Maybe it's Guardian of the Rift I hate. I don't know.
So your least favorite would be like the minigame areas, maybe.
Yeah, there's no area that I go to that I just straight up hate necessarily.
There's areas I straight up don't like.
Okay, like what?
Keldagrim.
I don't really mind Keldegrim. It's just
I
like
don't.
it's a dwarf town.
Yeah, but the vibes are just so weird and underground. Like,
Well, yeah, that's where dwarves live.
yeah, and then also like for similar reasons, some parts of the trolls like area I don't
Yeah, the
love.
troll area is really
It's very like
boring.
yeah, it's very like beige or gray
Well,
and
yeah,
boring. Um this is just because I don't like running here. Ice Mountain and White Wolf Mountain. Hate those places just because I don't like walking to them.
true, true.
But favorite place I think is between Letya and the Gnome Stronghold. Just because I like the forestry green vibes, you know?
Okay,
Feels very like pretty there. Feels
yeah,
like very chill.
yeah,
So I would go to those in real life.
okay, for sure.
Robert's like, I would go to Moral Wreck in real life.
I would.
It would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Matt's question is oh wait, also Matt from Discord replied to that as well. So my favorite's anywhere in the desert. I love the music and I like the general emptiness and
Dude,
colors.
the desert music is a jam
The
for
desert music's
sure.
a jam, but I actually don't like how much of the desert doesn't have stuff in it.
I don't really mind. It's not like so far apart when you get teleports.
I guess. They also said Desert Treasure is my favorite quest, and also the lore in the area is my favorite. My least favorite is anywhere south of Artie. And by the way, I agree about Falador, being that it is boring and ugly. So
Okay, so you just
harsh.
hate all the people that died there for no reason.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Matt's question. If you were gonna give a fan of old school RuneScape a gift for Christmas, what would it be? Maximum is $30 worth.
I
I was
mean,
laughing because I was thinking about the gift I got you that we don't use.
yeah, it's a light up overhead prayer of mage, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's an LED
we've turned
light.
it on twice.
The thing is, it looks really cool when it's over desk. The way our desks are set up, we don't have room to put it over our desk. We just have it sitting on a bookshelf.
Yeah,
Also, I thought the mage would be the most interesting because it's unique. And Robert was like, "Yeah, I would have liked melee or range more because you know what they are." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah, this kind of just looks like an asteroid,
yeah."
but
It is. It is really pretty when it's lit up, at
it
least.
is cool. Yeah, um,
And you got me those mole slippers. That would be the best gift, but that's over $30.
yeah, they were expensive.
Yeah, they're like 100,
I think
but they're
they're
really cute.
I think they're like 120 bucks.
I wear
But
them literally every day.
I don't know how much this is or if they even sell it anymore, but I thought the 20th anniversary book was really cool.
Oh yeah, I know. I really liked that. It looked really dope.
Yeah, I really like that. I think it's slightly more than 30 bucks, but the D&D thing is really cool.
The
The
game,
module for D&D for that is OSRS related. That's cool.
so much fun. It seems.
Yeah, besides that, I would potentially I don't know. Like it depends on what the person is like into. Like
Mm-hmm.
I I've seen stuff like this for other things. I haven't seen it for OSRS, but I imagine someone probably sells it, but like figurines that you can paint that are OSRS related.
Oh, that'd be cute.
That would be cool cuz it's kind of like you do that for tabletop games
Mm-hmm.
generally, but like
Side note for Christmas,
Warhammer.
there's so much RuneScape stuff on Etsy, like made by independent creators. Check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how nerdy the person is. I'm just
Yeah,
assuming they're like a basement dweller,
us.
yeah, like how you'd imagine a RuneScape player is. So in that case, they probably like painting figurines. So maybe that because
That should be
it's
pretty
really
fun.
cheap to get like a couple figurines usually, or you can even get one for free a lot of times from even if it's not RuneScape related. Like you can just get them like Warhammer figurines and they look cool
Whoa.
and they're pretty like easy to get into. They are expensive. I mean, if you want to get a full army, you're talking like hundreds or thousands of dollars. But
For one,
to get started, it's pretty easy.
I I don't think that I could get this, but I would want to get. This isn't supposed to be like a little an ad spot, by the way. But I was looking at my own desk,
Oh, okay.
and I'd want to get the little dragon warhammers. Al fresco one of our mods made us last year. They're just mini dragon warhammers, but like maybe like their favorite little weapon, just like a little 3D thing to be on their desk. I just really like little desk decorations, and if not that, then I was gonna say some stuff, but I think it's too expensive. I think the pins, like maybe like a couple pins and a keychain. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's over $30 that I would want to get people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also the puzzle would be really cool.
Puzzle's cool. I imagine the puzzle's like 30.
Yeah, I figure that's like right around the price point. I feel like that would be pretty
I want
cool.
that puzzle. I actually really enjoy puzzles. I should put
Or
it on my wish list.
honestly, if even if you just like realize that your homie has like a really bad keyboard, or like you realize like you've heard him say like his like mouse sucks or something, you can get like really good, even mechanical keyboards or mouses for $30. So
And then just like get stickers for them to look RuneScape, or what would be
it wouldn't
RuneScape?
even be RuneScape related. This is just giving it to
Oh,
a
RuneScape.
fan of old school
Okay,
RuneScape.
well that's just the computer thing. I was like,
Well,
how's that
a
RuneScape?
fan of old school RuneScape, what do? They play on their computer all day. So if they have
There's
a nice,
actually mobile gamers.
yeah, if they have a nice peripheral, then they might enjoy playing more.
Fair.
So yeah, maybe
That just
think
makes
about
me
that
want to
too.
go look at Etsy on all the different RuneScape stuff. There's so much cool stuff on there.
Or maybe you can get them. This might be more than $30 at this point, but you can get them like a decent $30. It would be like a cheaper, but it'd be a decent $30 mechanical keyboard, and then get them like one like custom made key that is like RuneScape related.
Cute. I think that Witchy Craft maybe did like a full custom keyboard, but
Yeah.
yeah, they people have like little individual ones you can
Yeah, you
get.
can just like get a little
They're like
jab to be
escape
on their
key.
escape key or
A
something.
little John the escape key sounds so cute.
Yeah.
Aw.
Those can be really pricey, but
Yes.
obviously, do whatever you want.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of all we have this time around.
Yes.
Hopefully,
Mostly us just talking, but I had fun.
yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed it. And of course, as always, if you want to ask your questions, you know where to do it at this point.
And if you don't know, then I will tell you. So you can ask or just go check out our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram are all Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. And this week I am actually now sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It's like a pretty niche game. You
Wow.
guys have probably never even heard of it. But if you want to support me, you could get to level 12 on a new account using my link. That'll include the episode description. It's PC or mobile, up to you. It just has to be new accounts.
Up to me.
Up to you. So yeah, check it out. Come say hi. I'm just gonna be playing leagues all week, so you can come join me for some really crazy fast raids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's going to
it.
be it. Thanks for listening. We hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all.
Very soon.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.